When Robert and I started coming up with the content of this video, we solely wanted to make it about just information of these different funds associated with TSP. What we found was that people were looking at videos or blog articles or TSP, or looking towards the TSP website in order to maximize their TSP. And they were drawn in with the idea of becoming a millionaire or having $1 million in their retirement plan. We're not saying that you can or can't become a millionaire, but when you're looking at time versus reward, especially in investing, it's not out of your reach or understanding as a military or military vet to lead a more cash flow, passive income lifestyle so that you can retire early. So let's move on to talking about these different funds and what we feel is the most effective way in order for you guys to have a healthy retirement plan, because it's still good context in order to show you guys what we mean by time versus reward when it comes to investing. So let's start with the first group of funds. That's GNF. Both of these funds are bond-based. And if you don't know what a bond is, it's basically an IOU from the government to yourself. So you're basically loaning money to the government, and after a certain amount of time, these bond terms can be between 2, 4, 6, however many years, but after that bond term ends, the government's going to give you back that initial investment plus a fixed interest rate. The concept of a bond is important to understand because it'll show you why the GNF funds are not as lucrative as the stock-based funds. So let's quickly talk about what these stock-based funds are, which is C, S, and I. C is the S&P 500 companies, the top 500 companies that the government's going to invest. The S fund is any medium to large companies not associated with the S&P 500. And the I fund is any company in the international stock market. I'll briefly explain why the C, S, and I are lucrative and not as risky as a lot of people may think. When you're looking at the S&P 500, these top 500 companies, in the C fund, the reason why it's so lucrative is because these companies are growing at the same time you're collecting dividends. So if a company were to go under, which is highly unlikely, you still have 499 other companies to outweigh those losses. When we bring up the analytics behind these different funds, this is directly from the TSP website. If you look at the C fund, it's sitting around 13%. And we're looking at the 10-year average because that's important to see the overall performance of these different funds. The S fund, it's sitting right around 13% as well. The I fund is 6%. When you're looking at the G and F fund, the G fund has right above 2%, and the F fund is sitting around 4%. These bond-based funds are designed in order to barely beat inflation. Now you have to ask yourself, why should I put money towards a G or F fund? Why should I put it towards these bond-based funds? The only reason why you should put money towards these funds is to solidify your investments or to protect it when you're coming up in retirement. If you don't want to spend all your time and effort worrying about where you're going to put your money, just default to these life cycle funds. If you guys agree with what we've been saying so far, and you're putting 5% towards the TSP, you're getting that 5% DOD match, you're putting it towards the CSNI stock-based funds, there's no reason for you guys to not have a healthy retirement plan. If you guys are throwing all your extra money, maybe living paycheck to paycheck just to have this huge wealth by the time you hit that age of retirement, is that really worth your time and effort? We've shown you guys the information that you need to have a healthy retirement with the TSP, but don't let the TSP be the end-all be-all. It shouldn't be the last effort for you guys to start investing. It's a great benefit. It's a great way to have a retirement plan, but there are so many other benefits that military vets don't know or are unaware of the power behind them, and utilizing those benefits to leverage these other investments. We appreciate everyone that's been helping us out so far, and and supporting us and watching our videos. You know, it's not just up to us to spread this information. You know, talk about this information to your buddies or other military people. Like, the goal of these videos is to open the minds of military vets to investing, because whether you realize it or not, you making the decision to join the military, get through boot camp, get through training and your first enlistment, you already are ambitious. And we want to take that mindset and show you guys that you can apply it to investing and creating something for yourself.